seen the future, folks. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I've seen the future. Here's why I say that. I have been in the California educational system working for the last 18 years as a teacher at the high school level. And now I can't quit. I'm trapped. I got less years left in it before I retire than I have in it. But here's why I say I've seen the future, because I've watched the next generation as they're starting to develop it. And I gotta tell you, it don't look good, folks. We are absolutely screwed. It's bad. There are not many bright bulbs in that pack. It's bad. It's really bad. Now here's how I knew we were absolutely screwed as a society. You start to look at the rules for what you can and you cannot have in your classroom. And these are honest to God rules. Did you know that I am not allowed to have Windex in my classroom? See, they're clapping because they know that's true. You don't just make up random rules like, from now on, no trail mix. Like, there are real reasons why you can't have Windex. Something must have happened at some point to where they said, holy shit, we gotta write this down, no more Windex. What happened there? You know, some kids like, I wonder what this does, and they like spray their friend in the eye. But I have a theory about what happened with the Windex. Knowing what I know from 18 years of watching these mental giants, I know some kid picked up the Windex and went, I wonder if this could get me high. I know that's what happened. Because it seemed like their whole purpose in life, like when I was a kid, it was all about chasing tail. Then, the entire day is spent on, I wonder if that will make me high. How am I going to get high today? That's all they think about. Did you know, right? Did you know that I am not allowed to have lotion in my classroom? What the hell happened for that rule to come about? I know some lotion smells good. Did somebody like try to eat it? I mean, that would be somewhat a logical conclusion. But I have a theory about this one too. I think the temptation is too strong, and these young men cannot fight the urge to masturbate right there in the classroom. And these are not jokes. This is honest to God truth. That shit happens. Like regularly. You can't put on a documentary about World War II without them going to town. Turn out the light for 2 seconds and they're like rubbing one out under the desk. Why do you think they're wearing baggy pants? It's not a fashion statement. And they fight. They fight over nothing. I mean, I did more than my share of fighting when I was a kid, but we at least fought like over legitimate gripes. They'll fight over like the drop of a hat. Anything will happen. You're wearing my shoes. I'm wearing my shoes. They'll fight. Anyway, we had a kid recently. Don't tell him I'm telling this story. He had a beef with another kid, so he goes up at lunch, finds this kid in the quad. The quad is like the biggest area on campus where everybody congregates. 1,500 witnesses. More security cameras than the Big Brother house. He walks up on this other kid, headbutts him, pulls out a knife, and tries to stab him several times. In the quad. Now that's not the funny part of this whole story. Turns out the kid he had a beef with had a twin brother. This is true. So this kid's trying to kill the wrong twin. And when this kid finally figured out this ain't the right guy, he doesn't know who the hell I am or why I'm trying to kill him, he was like stunned. Meanwhile, The biker gang of security guards show up with their little short pants on their bikes. And this kid knows I'm gonna get the hell out of here, so he takes off running like he's gonna outrun the shopper gang. And they quickly corner him down the hall. And what does this mental giant do? He goes and throws the knife like they weren't gonna see that. Like he's like a magician at a child's birthday party or something. Like, we're screwed, people. We are screwed. A couple years ago, I had the bell had just rung, and I'm getting ready to start class, and I'm going up to write something on the board, and I hear this noise, a big ruckus, and one of my students, a girl, comes running in the classroom. The bell already rung. I'm like, hey, don't bring that craziness in here. Sit down. And I go back to what I'm doing, and then I hear somebody else come running in. And I turn, and I don't even know who this kid is. It's some other girl chasing her in the room. And she comes up, jumps on my student, and starts beating the living shit out of her right in the class. Now this freaked me out because we never ever did stuff like that. If you wanted to fight, you would go meet outside of campus so you wouldn't get in trouble and all that. So I'm kind of stunned watching this. And immediately, my student is not a good fighter. She's one of those ones that does a lot of this, but not a lot of this. So she's getting pummeled, and of course, her reaction is to reach out and grab the other girl's shirt and rip it open. So now you got the other girl who's beating the shit out of her. You know, titties flopping everywhere. And I'm thinking, holy shit, I gotta get in there. Because if I don't do something, I'm gonna get in trouble and not them. So they're knocking computers off the desk and everything's going crazy. So I'm trying to get in there and push them apart, not actually touch things. And they've got each other by the hair with a kung fu grip, like pulling it. And I finally like wedge them apart, and in trying to keep them safe, I get hurt. So the girl finally realizes it's over, she collects her stuff, and she walks out. And I'm like, fine, as long as you're not doing anything here. And lost my train of thought. I was thinking about how traumatic that whole thing was. It really was. I took the next couple of days off. Anyway, it really happened. Last week, another example of how bad things are. I'm sitting there taking roll, beginning of the period, and I just happen to look up. And I see a kid just like sitting in the back of the room. I don't know who the hell this kid is. And I swear to you, I said these words. Who the hell are you? I don't care. They gotta like write me up like multiple times to get me out now, so I take some liberties at this point. And this is what this genius said to me. I don't have a third period. Why are you here? And he said, I don't have a class. And you thought this was like the wayward home for little douchebags? Get the hell out of my room! Go see your counselor, get a life. That's what I have to deal with. I used to worry about keeping my doors open because random neighborhood dogs would come roaming in. You have to shoot them out. Now I gotta worry about random ass kids wandering in my room. So, just a little side note, the grumpy table, that's my folks right there. Give them some love for enduring the abuse all night. I wasn't gonna do any of this stuff, but my mom and my aunt, they are like the anti-Thelma and Louise. But they went shopping one time. They're gonna be so mad at me, I'm telling you this. And my aunt found this ring. She's like, oh, it's beautiful. I love it. It's like a little twisty knot design. And she bought it. It was, fairly expensive. And she got it home, and my mom looked at it and said, why do you have a ring that says dope? It says dope? Another time they were out shopping, and they came out to the car, and they're like, oh, I can't find my keys. They're in the car. We locked ourselves out of the car. So they call AAA, right? The guy comes up from AAA. They have to wait there, a half hour for him to get there. He walks up. This is a true story. Reaches in the open window and hands her the keys. And those are the genes that I've inherited. Alright, last little thing. Back to what I was talking about with school. A couple of years ago, and this is also a true story, there was an incident that happened on campus where a young lady, and I use that term very loosely, was caught performing oral sex on several young men in succession during passing period, which is like 8 minutes. So I figure she got through about like 25, 30 guys being young guys are quick, right? What do you say as a parent when you get that phone call that night? It's like, hello, Mr. Thayer. Because they all try to sound real professional and calm. I wanted to let you know about an incident that happened at school today. Your daughter Lauren, she was found in the restroom at the high school performing oral sex on several young gentlemen. What do you say to that? She gets that from her mom. We always knew that she was advanced. It was like, God damn. This home ec curriculum is a whole lot different from when I was in school. We always knew she was going to be head of the class. Oh, hey, suck it. That's funny. Well, you know, the transition from junior high to high school is tough for a lot of kids to swallow. So. All right, I'm going to head out now and turn this over